Hello and good evening, everybody.
Evening, everyone. Hiya, Paul.
Good to see you, mate. Good to see you.
I'm back.
You're back.
How did that happen?
Awesome. It's great to see you, mate. And a new suit by the looks of it as well.
Well, it's been pulled out of the dust cupboard for the last few months, so it's back. The suit's back as well. How you doing, Paul?
I'm good, mate. It's good to see you. Good to have you back on. This is season 3. Lovely to see people coming to say hello to you already, mate. We got Holly and Lou, Effie. It's great. Great to see you, mate.
The boys are back, as she said.
Absolutely. It's great to be back. It's great to have you back on.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Carol.
So this is season 3. It's going to be really exciting. We're going to ask you guys, because the difference is now we're going to be doing readings again. We're going back to the readings.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to finish on half an hour or so of readings. What we're going to do, though, if you feel it's for you, we will bring you in the studio. Okay, I will share the link of the show and get you into the studio. So that'd be great. Yeah. So the only other thing, mate, we got a slight problem tonight, haven't we?
Unfortunately, we have. It was a bit of a shock, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So unfortunately, Michael was just messaged. He's been trying to get on for 4 hours, and he's struggling. His broadband has gone down. So he's pulling his hair out, bless him. So we send him warmest regards to Michael, and hopefully we can get him back on another time.
Get him on, because he's going to be really interesting. So it's a shame it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
It's a first for Spiritual Talk, but we've done this on our own before, mate, haven't we?
Yeah, it seems like another lifetime ago now. It's been that while.
It was a long time ago. But what I want to say, or what we could do, actually, we could get you guys to ask us any questions about mediumship.
Yeah.
And then we'll just go straight into doing some readings.
So get the readings going again, Paul.
Yeah.
Dynamic duo are back, as they say.
And we'll use this as an intro into season 3. So someone's just put on Facebook, meant to be. Absolutely not meant to be. These things happen.
Yeah.
So guys, if you want to qualify for a free reading, just keep sharing, please. And we are going to go live and do some live readings in a little while. But any questions you may have, we have got another fantastic guest confirmed for next week, which I'm really super excited about. Charlie Kelly. So it's going to be brilliant. Thank you, Sean. She shared it.
And tonight, whether it's an hour and a half, there's a couple of people asking on the news feed already whether we're doing half an hour tonight because of the missing guests. So
yeah, we'll probably do. I don't know. See how it goes, mate. We might do. I don't know. We'll do a little bit of a chat. Get people to ask questions from us. You know, both of us are mediums in our own right. We're working. I did a demonstration on Sunday at the Lowestoft Spiritualist Church. We're both working mediums, so this is your opportunity to ask us questions. Great. Thanks, Lou, for sharing. Hi, Jay. We've got Jay coming on as well. Yeah, keep the shares going, guys.
And don't forget to love, like, and share and all that kind of stuff as well.
Awesome. And Paul Cook's just put, welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, thanks, Paul. Thanks for your messages. Thanks for everyone who sent me inbox messages wishing me happy returns to the show. So thanks for all the love and everything shared. So much appreciated.
Yeah. Awesome. So, guys, any questions for us? Get the questions in, and then we'll, or if we don't get any questions, we'll just go right into the mediumship, mate.
Yeah, I think we're going to have questions. I'm sure lots of people already. 41 people on here already. I'm sure there's a few questions.
Yeah, I'm just going to put a little banner up. Any questions?
Try and make it easy for us to answer. Not too difficult.
Mate, since you've been on, went off, you moved down to Glastonbury, am I right?
So, yeah, no, I'm down in Glastonbury in Somerset, so I'm not in Essex anymore. So yeah, if anyone hasn't been to probably one of the most spiritual places in the UK to visit on holiday, it's worth a visit, everyone. Honestly, it's lots of different cultural faiths as well down here. Lots of spirituality in so many different ways. Shamanic, pagan, and general sort of mediumship and all that kind of stuff as well. Lovely place to come and visit as well. Lots of like-minded people. So lovely. Been loving it so far.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. So did you walk up to the toll? Did you do that walk?
Oh, the tour, yeah. So done lots of that. Lots of it's been the spring equinox in the last few days, as people may already know if they're following the calendar of the year, the pagan calendar of the year, I should say. So yeah, lots of drumming up there, lots of chanting, manifestation, meditations up there. Just an amazing place to come and visit if you don't have the opportunity to move here like I have.
It's fair to say it's the spiritual capital of the UK, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I know Avebury and Stonehenge and all that kind of stuff is or thought to be, as powerful as other areas, but it's on a ley line here. If people understand what ley lines, energy centers are, this is considered as the heart chakra of the world as well. So it's
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's on what's known as St. Michael's ley line, or energy lines, or seeing lines, as the Chinese sort of explain what that is in their own terminology. But yeah, mate, it dates back to thousands of years around here. It's sort of, Bronze Age and anything right through to modern day. So it's been used as a spiritual pilgrimage, kind of an English version of Jerusalem, if you like, for many years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Effie's just put, what was the amazing thing you experienced spiritually? So what's the most amazing experience you've had spiritually, mate?
I would say thanks for that, Effie. Amazing question. I mean, I don't know, I've got loads of them. You probably have as well, Paul. But I would say my first amazing experience was when my main spirit guide showed himself objectively to me, which is like looking at you, Paul, in front of me now. That was probably at the age of 18. At the time, I didn't know that I was going to be, doing spiritual work. I remember in the early days on Spiritual Talk, when we first started the show back in that first lockdown, I explained my experience personally with the world of spirit and how I got to where I am now. And let's face it, we're still learning. We're not gurus. I don't consider myself egotistical. It's all about learning. We're the students, we're the teachers at the same time. But what I remember is when I was 18, is that I thought at the time I thought I was going to get mugged, Paul. I literally thought I was going to get mugged on the street.
Okay.
It's real. I know it sounds strange, but at the time I thought someone was going to rob me, take my wallet, hold me to knife point on the street. That's how I felt at the time. And then I suddenly realised that I thought I was going mad at the time, because I thought someone was going to attack me. I physically got shoulder barged, and then when I turned around at the time, there was no one there, and I physically got moved. And I've never ever experienced anything like it. And when you're a teenager and you're going through, life, you don't, what job you're going to do. Life is a bit crazy. Trying to make decisions when you're that young. I didn't know what had happened. And I was with the girlfriend at the time, and we were walking down the street at the time, and she's like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Did you not see that man? He just shoulder barged me. He attacked me." She's like, "What are you on about? There's no one there." I was like, I turned around and I know what happened. I know what I felt. And I had to just make it up. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I just tripped over a paving stone or something," and just laughed it off. But then from that point onwards, I then saw this gentleman in meditation, because I joined what's known as circle groups, development spiritual groups. And then I found out that through my own meditational vision within that session at the time, I actually saw him again, but in my head. And then things started to manifest, and things happened on my own journey at the time. And then, that was the start of everything happening for me, right in those early days, really.
That's brilliant. Well, I say brilliant. It's certainly an interesting experience, mate. We've got questions flying in from people all over the place. Carol's saying, have you ever seen anything around Glastonbury in terms of spirits or energies? Have you ever felt anything unusual in your new place?
In my house, I have, Carol. I've actually got footage on my phone, which a friend of mine was actually staying in my new house here to help at the time when we moved. So it's about 8 months ago now since I moved down here. But she at the time was just, videoing us, having a bit of, playing around with her phone and stuff while we were moving boxes and moving furniture around, typical stuff you would do when you set up a new home. And the amount of orbs she caught on her phone, and literally one orb, you could see a face inside the orb. And she's like, what do you make of that? And I was like, it doesn't surprise me. It's like spirit around us all the time. They know what we're thinking, with love and respect, of course, if we're worried about anything, all that kind of stuff. And I think her question at the time is, are they people in spirit, your loved ones? Are they also people, that are coming to, give you information, all this kind of stuff? I said, yeah, but it doesn't surprise me. So yeah, that's what basically one of the major things that's happened down here. And that's what I can remember at the moment, which is what's made an impression.
What about the area though in Glastonbury? Have you felt anything, the energies? I mean, and obviously it's a spiritual place, and with the Mychael and Mary line going through the area.
Yeah, I mean, the energy, to be honest, mate, is something else. I mean, that's what's attracted me. I mean, it's a big thing to move from Essex to the other side of the country. It's by car, it's 5 hours to drive here. That's on a good run.
Yeah.
If you get stuck in traffic, forget about it. But yeah, I mean, the energy is something else. I've been coming on holiday down here for the last 7 to 8 years, and it's been pulling me. There's an energy here. It's got its own heartbeat. It's weird. It's like an animal. This place. It's got its own spirit as the area of the land.
I believe that. You find that in a lot of places. Where I'm based in here at Surlingham. It's very healing energy here. There's a nature reserve down the road. There's a very healing energy around here. It's a beautiful place. Effie's asked, okay, what about me? Okay. In terms of a spiritual experience, probably my most memorable was I was sitting and practicing trance. We've seen Paul Ambillion. We've had Paul Ambillion on as a guest. And he gave me a technique of a trance work. And I went down and I tried to step back, but I felt myself coming out of my solar plexus. I know there'll be people at home going, what? Coming out of my back, and I could feel myself. What was interesting for me was the experience of going towards the light, going home, and feeling that love of spirit. Meanwhile, while that was going on, the person I was sitting with said there was a gentleman that appeared over my face, and it kind of scared him a little bit. So it kind of brought me back as well. You could feel that fear in the room, but it was a beautiful experience, and the love of spirit has it's changed my mediumship. To feel that, to be blessed with having that experience, is kind of motivated me onwards with that. I mean, it's something I'd like to go more into, sitting with physical, and again, and trance as well. Mychael obviously sitting for physical mediumship. It would have been really lovely to see him tonight and listen to some of his stories, because he's been sitting with working with the masters since the age of 4. So hopefully, touch wood, we can get him back on later in the year when his broadband is back up and running.
I'm sure we can get him on here at some point. That's something the viewers and including us can't miss, because I think we'll learn a lot from him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got quite a few, like I say, some exciting guests and different ideas coming up. But guys, we also rely on your input. If anybody you'd like to see us interview, let us know.
Good idea, Paul.
Absolutely.
You've had loads of guests, haven't you? Well, everyone, who's hosted Spiritual Talk from day one, there's been a multitude of different guests.
We've had some fantastic guests, mate. And they keep going on. I remember there's periods. I remember some of the great interviews that we've done. Reverend Colin Bates is one of my favourite as well. I remember saying to a friend of mine, I don't know how much better this can get. I think I kind of reached the pinnacle. And then the next week we had somebody else on. It was like, Yeah. So we are really humble, and we love our guests that come on. So
Looking forward to it going forwards, Paul.
yeah, we got a question here for you, mate. For have you ever gone into trance, and how did it first feel?
I haven't done full blown trance. I've done what's known as altered state.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at the end of the day, even doing mediumship in general is a form of altered state, isn't it? I mean, we learned that. I know you did, Paul and myself, at the Arthur Findlay College, and they explained the difference that, you know, early stages of trance is doing mediumship in general. But full-blown trance, I've never done. I'm not saying I won't do it. I'm not. It's also up to spirit as well, and it's also down to your own spiritual path whether you're meant to be doing that. It's a part of your soul contract or whatever, or however you like to explain that. So I do believe that certain people, or I have heard also that certain people, not mention any names on here at the moment, have pretty much been chosen from birth to do full-blown trance. So no, not me personally.
Mate, also, since you've been away, we've even got merch.
I'll tell you what, I need mine to be posted to me.
I'll get you one in the post. Actually, a friend had done this for Christmas, so it was quite funny. But I'll get you one in the post.
Okay.
Okay. We got more questions coming. Does mediumship run in either of your families?
You go first, Paul.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna say I've got kind of another question for you as well, because can I tell your story, because I'm kind of involved in it, aren't I?
Well, yes, you can, but first of all, to Rhonda, yes, my dad.
So I met you, Anthony, at the Arthur Findlay College. 3 years ago now. 3 years ago,
before COVID. Yeah.
And one of the things that we was asked to do was demonstrate one evening at chapel at the Arthur Findlay College. And the night before, your dad came to me in a dream and told me that I was going to be demonstrating and I was going to be giving you a message.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. The next day, I was chosen to do a demonstration in the chapel. And guess what? Your dad came through. So, and your dad was a medium. I'll let you explain more about that.
Yeah. Well, I could be all night talking about him, his unique journey. But I know we've only got a short period of time on here. But yeah, he was a medium. He was before he became a medium, he was a typical man, you know, builder and decorator. Wouldn't really think about spiritual stuff. But would be the last thing in his mind to even contemplate even getting involved with. But cutting the story short, he got dragged along to a mediumship, an evening of mediumship, which is, if people don't know, listening to Spiritual Talk tonight, Paul and myself do mediumship demonstrations with audiences. Together, we've done it together, haven't we, Paul? And also on our own, in our own venues, our own halls that we've done our mediumship demonstrations in. But he went to one. And not really expecting a message. And if any of you have ever been to a mediumship demonstration, you get what's known as skeptics go as well sometimes. So typical people to spoil the fun, I call it. And arms crossed, head down, scowling. Oh, I'm not sure if I believe in all this spiritual stuff.
I hate to say it, mate. I hate to say it. Generally, that's where the husband has been dragged along. And the wife is really happy to go, but the husband's been dragged along. And you find that quite a lot, the gentlemen that go to an evening.
Yeah.
I remember doing one at St. Giles House Hotel recently. And it was my first contact. And the gentleman, I even gave him the actual date, a month of his father's birthday. And he just said, no. And he did apologize at the break. He came over and said, I'm so sorry, Paul.
Yeah.
But it was lovely. Gentlemen tend not to be too happy to be at these kind of events.
That's it, and that's exactly what my dad was like at the time. And then, hi Heidi, lovely to see you.
Heidi was one of our first guests, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Nice to see you, Heidi.
Nice to see you, Heidi. Yeah, we need to go to Canada at some point when we're allowed.
Lovely. Yeah.
And anyway, getting back to the story. Basically, at the end of the demonstration evening. He was the last one to be picked out of, I've got a gentleman here, da 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 da. But it was quite a unique message because basically the medium at the time, who's now in spirit now himself, came to my dad. He said, "I've got a gentleman standing directly behind you who looks the mirror image of you." And he didn't say anything else apart from that particular short message. Well, my dad had been searching for his dad all his life. He didn't know his dad. He was put in a children's home at the age of 4. His dad, he didn't get the opportunity to meet him. He didn't know nothing. He only had a photograph on him when he was in the army, when he was in his 20s. And he knew what he looked like by the photograph, and that was it. So when this medium then said, and he basically looked very similar to my dad, they could have been twins, that kind of very similar. So my dad knew that, and it's like he nearly fell off his seat basically. So after the mediumship demonstration finished, he went up to the medium. It's like, because he was like that. It's like, I need to know how this works. How the hell did you know that? Only me and my wife know that. How did you know that? So he went up to the medium, nearly had a fight with him. And he said, "How did you know that? How did you know that? I only know that. My wife only knows that. No, how did you know that?" And so the medium was very, very powerful, a medium, and he used to run his own groups as well.
Who was that? Out of interest,
it was. Oh, I'm gonna
test you, mate. Test your memory.
This is way back now. Oh, Bill. His name was Bill Lyons.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Yeah, and Anglo-Indian gentleman. He was so nice man, very gentle soul.
Yeah.
But he was wise as well with his mediumship as well. Like the old school mediums back in the day. Anyway, he said to my dad, he just looked at me and went, "You've got a lot of power. I would like to help you and become more spiritually evolved and work with spirit if you let me." And my dad was like, "Are you crazy or what?" kind of thing. I've got power. Yeah, I've got plenty of strength. He said, "No, not that kind of power. Power, spiritual, energetic power." And he's like, "Okay, I'm not sure what you're on about, but I'm intrigued." So that intrigued feeling was spirit coming into him, letting him know this is what you need to do. So the power of synchronicity, which I really believe in strongly, things happen for a reason, all that kind of stuff. He ended up going to this sanctuary, and then next minute, cutting the story short even more, he was doing hands-on healing, he was doing mediumship. He'd never done it before. Within a few weeks, say 3 weeks for argument's sake, he was doing the whole lot. Hands-on healing, mediumship, everything. And then right up to the day he died, he was doing it. And then so after he passed away, I thought that was his thing, not mine. And then since he's passed, then I've suddenly sort of taken the baton on from him in a way. So yeah, that's my other story.
Well, and it's interesting. It's a question within a question, I guess, because I've noticed when I connect with people that are mediumistic from in the spirit world, the connection, they just know how to work. It's so much easier. Have you found that yourself when you're connecting with mediums that have passed into spirit?
It's definitely
different vibration.
It's just a different vibration. Like, it's the connection is sharper. It's a little bit more precise, as well, and quicker. It's much quicker, the link and the way they wish to communicate with the medium.
Yeah. Well, Carol's put another question on here. Well, actually, we'll go back to Becca. I'm sorry if I miss you guys, if I've missed any questions. Oh, actually, I've gone right back to Leanne. Hi, Leanne. How do you each of you relax, come down after a session of mediumship, grounding, etc.? What do you do, mate?
I have to do the opposite. I have to literally be like the typical me, like put music on, probably watch football, something, watch a film, something to really ground me. And if anyone knows me personally, I like my food. So anything about eating will bring me back down to earth. But usually it's coming. I call it coming through the clouds. You know.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
That kind of feeling, really.
Especially if it's been a long evening, say a couple of hours of mediumship. But for spiritual talk, I'm going to let you into a little secret. Yeah. So this is what I do afterwards. I'm not a heavy drinker or anything, but I have the occasional glass of red wine afterwards, just to just to say well done, Paul.
Yeah.
So that's my motivation in coming down after I've done spiritual
Don't
talk.
mix the two spirits, as they say.
Absolutely, never mix the two. I'm very unprofessional, but yeah. Now we've got another one here from Becca. How do you first connect with your spirit guides? Do you mean initially, Becca, as in when we first experienced them, or on a daily basis?
How do you first connect with your spirit guides?
Yeah.
Is it like mediumistically, or is it
So
the first time you've ever connected with the guide?
So, mate, when did you? To be honest, a lot of people ask this question to me. How do you connect to your guides? What was your first experience, mate?
Well, yeah, my first experience was the same story as what I said earlier with the gentleman on the path, really. But in general, with guides, I find through experience rather than knowing how to. If someone said, "How do you connect with them?" It's just the same as connecting with a loved one, because guides would still be considered as would have had a human life, more than one life. Let's just face it. There's loads of lives.
Absolutely, and there's so many different levels as well. So people they just think you've got a guardian angel. Well, there's so many different levels of guides, ancestral guides, which is normally family that you didn't know so well, or they died before you was born. So it really is more to it. There's more layers to it. It's not that simple.
Massive amounts of layers. It's like an onion. It's like peeling the layers back, really. That's the way.
We're going to end up talking about Shrek at this rate. Can you imagine having Shrek as a guide, bud?
Cool. I think that's after a few beers, I think.
Yeah. Okay, Carol Phillips is put on here. When you both first started out, did you try different types of spirit work to see what suited you, or was your chosen destiny straight away? For me, my experience was I was sent on a spiritual healing course, and I'm glad I did. Again, it was through Paul Lambillion, advised me to go and do this spiritual healing course with the International Healing Fellowship. And it's the best thing I ever did, because it helped me to understand energy and how the process of how we connect and how it all works. It really helped me. It really did help me. So that was a good foundation for me. But how about you, bud?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was just, I was fascinated by how mediumship worked, really. Absolutely fascinating. Like how, when you're young and you sort of start to realize there's more out there than meets the eye, and there's different levels of energetic frequency. And I always used to think, well, the sky is blue, the trees are green, the leaves on the trees are green, I would say, and everything is so perfect and beautiful in its own unique way. This can't be just by chance, and I remember from very early years I used to question everything in my own head. And I used to find when I was growing up, it's like, how can certain people be wiser or more switched on, and they know, like, for instance, if the phone rings and you get the feeling, I know who's going to be on the other end of the phone, and you pick the phone up and it is that person. So it was thoughts and feelings that I had in my own head as well, which then together, when seeing mediums work from an early, as you know, my dad was a medium, so growing up, it wasn't shunned away. I wasn't pushed away saying, "Oh, don't be silly. You've got an imaginary friend when you're a little kid. Oh, don't be silly. You're just, you're making it up," kind of thing. I didn't have any of that. So I was really brought up in the world of, luckily enough, or with two loving parents that were into the spirit, into the energy, understanding and how spirit worked. But in them days, going to a spiritual church without being horrible, at the age of 6 or 7 years of age, and you're seeing everyone sitting in an audience who are women in their late 70s with white permed hair, you're thinking, what's this all about? But it was the early stages of mediumship. I didn't see many men, but that's what really attracted me. I'm thinking, how can they talk to people that have died? How does that work? And that's really my first sort of thoughts.
Yeah, we've got loads of questions coming in, mate. There's loads and loads. Okay, I'm just trying to. Yeah, I agree with that. By the way, just to say, it can be a low energy, and we never recommend that you would have a drink. I've actually heard someone say to someone once, have a drink before you work, but I certainly wouldn't recommend it. Definitely not. Okay. Can you connect to any spirits, or do you have to wait for them to contact you? That's a great question. Sally Barker.
I'll let you answer that one, Paul.
Can you connect to any spirits, or do you have to wait for it? Well, it really depends. If I had someone coming for a sitting, you would expect those people, the loved ones around that person, to come to you anyway. You wouldn't. It's very, very rare that you've got a random stranger. And generally, if that person can't take it, it's because they don't understand. They'll be connected to them somehow.
Yeah.
So I've never known a random to come into a session ever that I've worked with. So,
and also adding to that, really, sometimes you'll get a message come from the spirit loved one for another person through that message. So say for you, Sally, if there's a message coming from someone in spirit, but they're wanting you to give that message to someone else, they will also do that as well. So it could be your friend's loved one that comes through to talk to you, to pass a message on to them. So that can happen as well. So it's not necessarily having to be your loved one, but they can work alongside your loved ones, which is like the DNA side of things, which I learned at the Arthur Findlay College, which was fascinating.
Yeah. Okay. Again, Rhonda's saying here, are mediums chosen at birth or go on to do this work? See, you had a memory, didn't you? I remember the last time we interviewed each other, the very first spiritual talk that we did, and you said to me, you remember before you came here, you chose your parents.
Yeah. I still remember that now.
So my question would be, therefore, to you is, if you know what your path is, surely you would have chosen the parents that were mediumistic to help you with your gift.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the big things why I did what I did. But I don't know why, but I do know before coming back that. But it's to do with choosing your experiences that you're going to embark on.
So absolutely.
You then complete.
It's a difficult question to ask, but it's like singing. Everyone can sing.
Yeah.
And some people are better at it than others.
Don't ask me to sing.
No, mate. We could do a double act, couldn't we? I'm not sure what it'll be, but I think we'll leave karaoke to someone else.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting thing. If it is in your DNA, if you like, on your path to do this, then there will be things put in place that will help you. Be born into families that have someone's got like a grandmother who is a medium.
Yeah.
It happens. Incidentally, that was for me. My grandmother was a medium, and my mother's side mostly Scottish. And I was mostly clairvoyant when I first started. So that we got some more here. I am the same.
I don't know whether you're chosen. I think you choose.
Yeah, because here we go. One said the same thing. Are you chosen because of a particular reason? I do wonder. I do remember having that experience where there was something from a past experience that helped me into this one. That I'm maybe there's a karmic responsibility or something that I've got to live out to do.
Yeah.
You do find though, mate, that most mediums go on until they literally peg it. They're constantly working. So all I'm going to say is there's no rest for the wicked. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Probably the best way to go, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, this is a really good question from Candy. Do you ever connect to a spirit that's overwhelming, or you have to disconnect? How do you deal with that?
Yeah, not overwhelming. I mean, they're not overwhelmed, but because they're like moths to a flame, aren't they? When they come in, because it's all about love and compassion. It's all about connecting with that loved one. It's like, and I always use the example that in some mediumship demonstrations where and also one-to-one readings you'll get where people will say, I want to hear from my mum. I want to hear from a certain person. It's like, well, if your neighbor knocked on your front door asking for some milk or whatever, and knocked on your front door, and you opened the front door and went, nah, bang, and slammed the door, you wouldn't do that, would you? But you might be expecting your best friend, but it was someone else calling at your front door before them. So that's it's something that you wouldn't do with integrity, but being overwhelmed, that comes down to your own emotional frequency. And I used to, when first going into mediumship a few years ago, I always used to always get choked up or, you know, cry my eyes out because I'm taking on their emotions, their feelings, I suppose. But it's knowing how to learn how to control that. It's a bit like learning not to fall off a bike when you're riding it. You know, you have good balance after a while. You can do it without falling off. So that's my answer to that, really.
Yeah, and Julie's made a good point as well. I had a message come from my best friend, didn't I, Paul? Yes, you did. So sometimes I will use the opportunity to pass on a message. I've had that experience quite a few times.
Yeah.
Which again, it's the intelligence of spirit working through the contact, which is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
You know. Hi, Vicky. You haven't missed. Don't worry. You can catch us up on YouTube, guys. So we're trying to channel into YouTube as well. So a lot of our past programs, so if you're watching on catch up, just pop into YouTube on Spiritual Talk Live or your channel, mate. What's your channel on YouTube?
It's just Anthony Dove to Medium on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Click and subscribe. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for that, Paul.
Here's a really good question. Can you ask your team to find someone in spirit who you aren't related to? Do you remember we did this as when I was working with Eileen Davis that week at our we did something similar to this.
We didn't do that in our group.
Okay. You can certainly. I remember. I think the exercise was trying to connect with someone who doesn't normally come through. That can be quite difficult. I don't know why. Sometimes I do wonder if there's a block. I'm not so sure, but yes, you can ask. The best way, of course, I always think is psychometry. Psychometry is the oldest form of mediumship or recorded mediumship known to man. I think it goes back to the ancient Greeks.
That's how I started.
Yeah, so where you hold an object or an item of a loved one. And I know some mediums do it when they do demonstrations. So I've actually seen Tony Stockwell do this.
Yeah.
When he looked at a photograph, did it? I mean, Tony's a great medium.
Oh yeah.
And he says a great thing actually, which I take my hat off to him and respect, that you can't get enough of good mediums.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of good mediums. And his particular demo that I saw, he had a photograph and he picked up certain information. So you can kind of work. It's almost like a magnet. It'll pull them closer to you.
Yeah.
And again, a gentleman that taught me a lot, he said to me once when I very first started, when you lose a loved one, they leave a fingerprint on your heart. Wherever they are in your universe, if you think of them in love, they can feel it.
That's
and
right.
I think it's the same way with the energy and vibration of the item they once had. Wherever they are, they can feel that.
I think you leave a fingerprint, a blue mark on them as well. So it's vice versa. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay, thanks, Zoe, because we don't normally get to talk, do we, mate?
Oh yeah, thanks, Zoe. I appreciate everyone's comments, and there's loads of questions on here. I don't think we need to get through them all, but I think we might have to do them another time as well.
Yeah, Leanne's put on here, trauma woke my mediumship abilities up.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. So for me, I guess it was the operation on my head.
Yeah.
I'm recovering from that, and then kind of I remember asking the question, "What next? Why have I come out of this the other side after having a large lump removed from the back of my head,
right
on the brainstem?"
Yeah, I remember you telling me that story, Paul.
Yeah. So for me, it's just you find it's really interesting that a lot of people, some people have nervous breakdowns. Some people, there is always some kind of trauma that kind of. Well, we got loads more questions.
Mine was when my dad passed away in front of me. That's when it kicked off after that, really.
Oh no, we definitely don't choose our traumas. Definitely not. We choose our lessons. I'm sure of that. I'm sure there is a level where we choose our lessons.
Trauma is to do with your emotion towards that event.
Yeah, but then there's a learning from any kind of trauma anyway.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Carol Phillips, that's not going to happen. So I've given up supporting Norwich after this season. Bless them. Okay. No, I can't say
that as well.
Yeah. What happened to who is it you support, mate? I can't remember. Some dodgy team. At least they're up there in the Premier League. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we're fourth now.
Okay. Do we all have guides from Wanda?
I believe we do. We have.
Yes,
I
we
believe it's not just one. It's literally a group of them, a big group of them, and also certain ones stay around longer than others, and also some that are considered more as teachers rather than guides, which is like a less of a level of than a guide who would come in for a short space of time to help you with a certain situation or scenario or whatever, and then step back. And then so it's a bit like being at school when you go up through the classes for, you know, and you get different teachers.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Effie's put this really well. My belief is we all have a chart unique to us only. In the chart, we have written all our experiences, the good and the bad. It is in this planet that we evolve the fastest, as it is the toughest planet to live in. But we also have free will and knowing how to use that, a whole other topic. Effie, we need to get you on as a guest.
Yeah, definitely.
So well put. Absolutely, you're absolutely true. We all have.
Absolutely. I agree with all of that. There's one thing agreeing with it in your head. It's another thing feeling it as well. You feel things as well, rather than just, you know, think it.
Here's a good. I'm not sure. Sorry, Facebook user. I haven't got my app open, so I can't see whose message. I'm a medium. It came to me 2 years ago. I was being drawn to meditation and brought me to other mediums and open circles to learn. And it comes to me fast in 2 years. I've only had to mediumship being my full-time job now. Wow, 2 years. That's amazing.
That's
I don't know if any of my parents that had the gift. Maybe on an ancestry. It's possibly is an ancestry link. I
wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of connection there. If you did your family tree or something and found out some information, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Natalie's asked, hi Natalie. Natalie's asked, is it the best to come to a reading with an open mind or focused on getting contact from a particular individual?
Definitely open mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could always still have an open mind, but maybe bring an object of that person or even have thoughts of that person, experiences, memories. It really helps.
Yeah, definitely.
This is interesting, Andy. Hi, Andy. I believe I have a guardian angel looking out for me and things have gone quiet. What is this due to? So a guardian angel, a guardian or guardian?
I've been a guardian.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you. I'm dyslexic, Andy. Can I say so? I'm terrible at doing stuff like this. I have to go over everything that I type. I'm slightly dyslexic. I'm not. But yeah, I was thinking. Hang on, guardian angel. I was trying to kind of put that in my mind. In amongst the elementals. So
usually, Paul, if it goes quiet, they say that their spirit are more busy working on your behalf or helping.
I think it's more about us, though, isn't it, as a person?
And reflection and all that, yeah.
Or coming away, or just not being in that space to connect with spirit and feeling them around you sometimes.
Yeah.
Whether that's due to illness, Andy, whether you're not feeling too great lately.
Yeah, and if things on your mind's taking you away from that. So
it's like the famous poem with the footsteps in the sand.
Yeah, when you look behind you.
Yeah, there was only one set of footsteps.
Yeah, God was carrying you or something.
Yeah, I was carrying you. Yeah. So, but I can rest assured, our guardians are with us until the moment we leave our body. Our guide, our gatekeeper, however you see that. Okay, good question now, Andy.
And a lot of people can see spirit before they cross over, before the end of their life, don't they? They see loved ones waiting for them and all that.
Yeah, if I held a person's hand and they concentrated on a person, could that make contact? If you held a person's hand, I've got to be honest, not tried that, Carol, as a technique.
I've not tried that either. So
no, we don't rule anything out here. Do we all have guides? Yes, we do. Yeah, I've done that already. Yeah. Less said about that, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does Facebook user Lou.
Okay, so Rhonda, I just want to make a point here. Can a non-medium contact their guide, and if so, how can this be done? Now, we are all spiritual in a physical body. We all have a spiritual body in a physical body. We are all of spirit, is what I'm trying to say. Yes, you can connect to your guide. Yes, please, you're not alone. Everyone has a guide.
The thing is, when you say a non-medium, Rhonda, really everyone on this planet can do mediumship. It's not like mediums are different to everyone else. It's just that, it's working with that unique sense that is inbuilt within us. Everyone can do this. It's not like, I know we're saying that certain people come on this show, or Paul and myself can do it, but it's also throwing yourself in the lion's den as well. It's not that, 9 times out of 10, it's not us. It's spirit telling us, and we're repeating that, and we're using our gifts, which we've, worked on, to be able to try and get that, that unique message across to the best of our ability. But really, everyone on this planet can be a medium. It's not saying that, you can't do that, or non-mediums, but everyone is a medium, really. We can smell, we can hear, we've got eyes, nose and mouth, and we can taste, but there's other senses that we just need to remember how to tap into, and sometimes we need to learn that as well. We need to learn to walk when we're children. We can learn how to work spiritually as well, as we grow throughout our life as well. But so yeah, in theory, everyone of course can contact their guide. It's just having the tools at their disposal to know how to do that. Learn how to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Tracy's put also something about it could be more psychic. Well, we're going back on something else we said earlier. Tracy, you're a working medium as well, because I know you do church as well. It's lovely you're on here tonight to see us.
Lovely to see you, Tracy.
Okay, good question from Carol. You need to raise your R vibration to keep your contact strong. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And in an audience, that helps. Clapping, laughter, spirit love it. It's all about energy again, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, there's a bit of appreciation for you, mate.
Oh, hi, Nick. Lovely to see you. My wife and
so you did a Christmas reading for them.
Yeah.
And you noticed that you're so how do you perceive the aura? How do you perceive it? Is it intuitively or?
To be fair, usually it's to do with feeling the aura as well. I mean, I know you're a big sort of fan, Paul, about reading the aura, and the also some people of course see the colors as well. If you have are blessed to see it in color format as well. I do as well, and I also sit in sort of muddy patches as well if there's actual ailments, problems with the body as well. Look like black, sort of like dark bruises to me on the energy, on an energy level. But as you mentioned earlier, Paul, we're made up, aren't we, of different levels, mental body, physical body, spiritual body, which creates the physical realm as well that we're living in this unique physical world that we're living in. So basically within that reading, and sometimes I do that with one-to-one readings, whether it's on Zoom or in person, spirit give me the opportunity within that unique moment to see the aura. So if I see certain colors, the representation of what I've learned for my way of seeing color within an aura, for instance, green, for example, will be showing me the healing side or the healing quality of a person, whether they're a sensitive, open soul, or whether they're a healing soul where they've helped or cared for people, or they've done hands-on healing, or something within that reading will reflect on what the next information that comes out within what is said. So, for example, with what Nick's comment that was put up on screen then, with reflection to understand about the aura, that's what I was connecting with in that moment and giving that message, which worked really well. So I'm glad you're happy with that, Nick.
Beautiful. Okay. We've got lots more questions, and we've been live 49 minutes already.
It's flying by again.
I know. Okay, so
we've got how cricket goes on it.
Absolutely, Rhonda. It is a case of learning to tune in. Absolutely. So I just believe that everyone has the ability. But some people, yes, it might be their path to working that way.
Absolutely.
And what a wonderful thing if we could all sense and feel our loved ones around us. How empowering would that be?
And it also gets, when it's to do with someone who mentioned trauma earlier on, you know, whether it's trauma of losing a loved one, trauma of an illness, or, you know, anything to do with trauma, losing a relationship, losing a job. Sometimes we forget, don't we, Paul, that sometimes it does, it crosses the boundaries and being a bit like a psychiatrist sometimes. But you know,
what sort of sessions are you having, mate?
Didn't sign up for that.
Okay.
But tuning in, it's like, I love that expression, tuning in, because I always imagine tuning in a radio station, you know, and it is similar to that.
Yeah. Okay. Great quote again from Effie. Your guides choose you and they choose them before that you come here. That's true. An arrangement to watch over you. Most of us have at least one life with our guides. When you give permanent permission for your guide to read your thoughts, as it cannot because of that free will, they are able to help you faster to know what you need. It's permanent access to your thoughts in this life. Since doing that with my guide, the blessings have been, seen them faster, and the right help comes much faster. Another topic. Sorry, I got a bit tripped up on that, but I understand that.
Definitely, yeah. We definitely need to have you as a guest, if you're interested.
Yeah.
But absolutely, lovely comment there.
Yeah, and I think also, which, thank you, Julie, which is also what I find interesting, go back to auras slightly. It's a snapshot of that person's life. It gives you in that moment what's going on with them, whether for me, I can see colors coming in and around people. First of all, it used to be very much intuitively see the colors. Sometimes I can look at a blank screen and I can see someone's colors come up on that screen. So I've tuned into that person. And actually, I was doing it today with someone, and we're like, how do you know that? How do you know this is happening? Because you can see it. You have to. There is a in all mediumship, in everything that we receive and we get, is this magic word of trust.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And okay, so much going on.
Another word is surrender. That's what we learned, wasn't it? We surrendered to it.
Absolutely. Oh, okay. I've seen a negative aura. There's always black in everybody's aura. There'll be a little piece of black, and of course, black is pretty much every color of the rainbow. Black has in it. So no, it's not. For me, it's more about transition.
Nine times out of 10, negative is not like a you know, it's seen as bad. It can be something that they need to overcome or learn from.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I've seen kind of purple in my solar plexus just before I was to do with a reading. I see it in the mirror. Oh, it's interesting. It's great. Yeah, it's great. You're obviously becoming very aware.
Yeah, it's a higher realm color, purple, isn't it?
Yes, I still think that finding out that I was pregnant, baby. Okay. Thank you, Zoe, for that. My ability came from nowhere, says Tracy. From a young age, I was told I had a high imagination, but always knew I was doing it. Yeah, who's told that by your school teacher? You've got a great imagination. Yeah. Parents, absolutely. Yeah, surrender to the blend.
Absolutely. I remember that saying, Tracy, at Arthur Finley.
Yeah, great, mate. So we're now getting to that stage where we're going to think about getting people in on the for a reading. So who wants to go first, you or me?
You can go first, Paul.
I've had an allergic reaction to my lips tonight. I'm trying, so if I can't talk properly, I do apologize. I don't know if you've noticed that I haven't been talking as much as I normally do.
Cream again, isn't it?
I have no idea. I haven't had that. What do they call that when they inject people's lips? I haven't had that.
Botox, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's something to do. I don't know. I've had some kind of allergic reaction. Should have seen me earlier. I put some cream in my lips and I'm like a puffer fish. So I'm here. I made it anyway. So that's good. Okay, so you want me to go first?
Okay,
guys. Okay, share the love and let's get it out there. What we'll do is I'm going to paste the link into StreamYard now. If you think this is for you, please come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it's more than one, it might be for two.
And I've had a couple of people here most of the evening. So because we've been setting the intention to work, this is a first again to get back on spiritual talk with messages. So I'm really quite excited. Okay, here we're going. Here we're going to go. Okay, so if you see that coming up, I'm not sure about that, Carol.
Brilliant.
Okay, I'm not sure about that, mate. Can you drive the desk if I'm bringing messages through?
What do you want me to do?
So I've got the links in. So if someone comes up, can you bring them in and up, or any messages that come in? So I'm going to connect to the person. I've actually got two people with me today. I've got mum and dad in spirit, and I can feel that. I don't know if you can feel it from your side. Sometimes we connect, both of us connect at the same time. Because we've done the odd double link, haven't we?
Yeah, it's just that I'll never forget that car one.
I know, me too. That's haunted me. And that happens sometimes. But then I've come off a spiritual talk where we've done a broadcast and somebody hasn't received it. I was one in particular, and they messaged me the next day. So I'm so sorry I had to put my son to bed, but I can take everything. So I'm sorry. Yeah. Hopefully, whoever's listening, this will be for you. Please listen up, and we're going to give some evidence as they come closer to me, and then hopefully we can get you in the studio. If you don't want to go on camera and we can hear your voice, it really helps us for us to hear your voice. Okay, I know I've got mum and dad in spirit. I know mum is more prominent than dad. Mum was a stronger character. Dad was happy to be in the background. And I also know dad's making me aware he would have had a heart attack. Okay, now, oh, I love that when that happens. They're also arguing amongst themselves. They would have had that banter in life. They would have had that personality where they've. I also feel quite. There's an accent here, and I feel I'm not sure if it's a London accent, but I can feel there's an accent here with the couple. And no, actually, it's not a London accent, but there is a London. Not London. Why do I keep going London? I keep getting this accent with this couple, and they're arguing amongst themselves. I know the lady, because as she comes in, she's showing she's having to sit down. She would have struggled with her mobility towards the end of her life. She would have struggled to be mobile. I know she's quite a large lady. She had problems with her legs before the end as well. She's making me aware of. She's also trying to give me the initial M. I want to bring that. I'll bring names through as soon as I can get them. She's European accent. Not sure, Effie. Not sure. I'm just going to keep going with this. But they're kind of, there is banter here, but they're kind of arguing. Also, with one of them in particular, I keep feeling I think it's the mum. I keep feeling really cold, and and as I feel into this more and surrender to this more, like Tracy told us to, I really feel this lady keep having to wear layers to keep warm. She really struggled to keep heat in her body.
Midlands accent?
Possibly. I don't know. I'm just going to... okay. Lots of people are putting comments. Let me give you the evidence, guys, rather than you suggesting it to me. Because if I put it into my mind, what that will do is take it away from the content.
Yeah, don't feed the media.
Absolutely. Thanks, mate. Okay, I've literally got her sitting behind me, and the gentleman is behind the lady. I know she would have been in charge. She's making me aware that she wants to come through here. Okay, okay. She's talking about the name John as well. She keeps giving me the name John that connects into this. And I also feel that the gentleman, don't feed the medium. Thanks, Tracy. I also know the gentleman would have had heart issues and also indigestion problems. He's making me aware of that. He's keep saying to me, I'm trying to get a word in edgeways. I know mum would have been a more forceful character. Also, they're rejoicing as well. They're coming together. I feel there's an anniversary of a passing coming up as well, and also a birthday, they're telling me. I believe it to be around the 7th of April. The 7th of April. Also, okay. And I'm also getting the name of Cedar Wood. I do feel that's an old people's home as well, or some kind of sheltered accommodation. It's my mum. Okay. Facebook user, I'm so sorry. I don't know who you are. Okay. Would you understand? Okay. I'm just going to keep going. Facebook user, would you understand the dynamic of this couple? They're a lovely couple. They would have been together, but mum was very much in charge. Okay, she's trying to boss your dad around a little bit and telling him what to do, but in a loving way. I don't want to use the word henpecked, but I kind of feel he was henpecked. Hi, Debbie. Would you want to come in? Because I'm just going to keep giving this message as well. Hi, Debbie. This is where we get the delay. So I'm just going to keep going. I know very much as a concern. She's making me aware of the anniversary of her passing coming up soon. Also around the date of the 7th. She's talking about the 7th, around the 7th of April. Also, she keeps making me feel so cold that I really want to shake. Yes, perfect. Okay. She wants to send all the love in the world. She's making me aware of the grandchildren as well and the blessings. And she's also becoming very humble in terms of the family and friends around her that before she passed. Okay. Again, I know there's also a birthday coming up. She's making me aware of the birthday, but I believe I'm not sure about the 16th, but she's also making me aware of the first one. Okay. Not sure about that. I know it's an anniversary, and I also know there's a birthday coming up as well. Would you understand the birthday as well coming up for that? Because she keeps taking me to the 7th of April, Dad's birthday. Okay, perfect. I'm just going to keep going. She's also making me aware of Colin as well, first grandchild. Perfect. Okay. Thanks, Debbie. She's also making me aware of the name Colin. Would you understand the name Colin as well? And also, okay. Okay. The St. John's Wood as well. She's trying to give me a place name, St. John's Wood. She's trying to, husband's 18th of April. St. John's Wood connection. And also going into the 31st of March as well. She's trying to connect me to the 31st of March as well. Would you understand the 31st of March she's trying to give me? She keeps doing this to me and poking me in the shoulder. I can really feel her behind me. Okay. And again, I want to go into June as well. She's taking me into later half of June. I feel it's around between the 24th and the 26th of June. Okay, we'll keep going. Catherine, hi, Catherine. Thanks for joining, but we're just going to go with what we're going to go. If you don't want to come in, that's fine. Talking about Mother's Day. Okay. Okay. Oh, of course, it's is it the 31st?
This Sunday, yeah.
Oh, of course. Okay, my bad. So I'm so sorry. I haven't forgot, Mother, in case you're listening. She's talking about the John as well, making you aware of the John being over there as well. Would you understand the John in spirit with her, please? She's also, I feel this is either brother or a brother-in-law. June was when she was buried. Okay. Okay. Can I leave her love with you and mum and dad's love with you? Because they're both very much coming in together. They would have had a great banter and rapport with each other. There's a lot of blessings as well. I know she's trying to take me into May for another wedding anniversary as well. She's making me mindful. Also, the name Mary she's trying to give me. And yeah, I'll leave her love with you. Johnny's my granddad. He was very close too. Lovely. Okay, thank you, Debbie. Brilliant. I'll leave their love with you. Thanks for that, mate. It just makes it easier when you drive.
Yeah, it does.
For you. I don't know why we didn't do this in the last time, because I used to struggle with you driving it and doing it. But
yeah, I think now I've got access to clicking on it. So yeah,
Mum is literally just turned around and gone back. So the other week we were talking about portals. And I do have one in the corner under that light there. And the other week I sat here, that chair there. I don't know if I can get a finger there.
Yeah, that's the one.
And I had a man and a wife, his wife here. And I saw his arm come out, touch the guy's shoulder. And he said the name Michael and Dad. And it was his dad was Michael. It was so beautiful thing. So I know we'll talk about portholes. And I believe it to be under that light over there. So literally, as I was sitting here, I see her turn around and walk towards her.
Yeah.
So
that's lovely, isn't it?
Awesome. And they can take that headache with you as well. Debbie, are you struggling with a headache at the moment? Are you under a lot of stress at the moment? Because I'm really feeling the pressure here of the headache Mum's giving me. So I want to take that away. I really want to take that away and stop worrying about whatever it is you're worrying about, and just take that away.
Oh, We've got
Okay.
a yes on that one.
Take that away, please, because I feel mum's she's going out. Just give me that. Okay, I'll leave their love with you. All right, mate. Sorry, I'm waffling too much.
It's all right, but it's lovely, isn't it?
It is. They'll just keep coming with the information, and we want to
Yeah.
try and get to as many people. But thank you, Debbie, for listening. Thank you for being so good. It's really good, guys, at home, if you're coming back with the information quickly, if you don't want to come on screen. We don't care if we're in your dressing gown, mate, do we?
No, as long as you've got your rollers in.
We don't. You roll. Well, I don't mind rollers, cigarette on the go. We don't mind. So,
okay. So my turn then.
Well, Debbie's just put very worried. Can I tell you again? Mum gave me this. You're not to worry. Take that away. You're not to worry.
Yeah.
Okay. I do feel you're having some divine help with that. Some divine support, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
And that headache's now gone, so I can feel that lifting. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Right. First things first. I've got a lady here who's sort of been waiting her turn patiently. Very lovely lady I've got here. I just want to say that she presents herself at an elderly age as she comes through. But I wouldn't. The feeling I get is this lady had a good life, meaning she had a lengthy life. She does make me feel that she passed in her 80s. I don't know whether it's 80 what, but I'm getting early 80s. I feel this lady. I do feel this lady just passed away of general old age. I don't feel anything, you know, with how she presented herself to me, that anything untoward really, or anything catastrophic. But I do feel it was just general passing away very, very gently. I do feel also, as she presents herself, that she wishes to talk to her daughter that's listening in today on Spiritual Talk. I do feel that she's making a real connection with her daughter, and she had a unique relationship with her daughter. I feel her daughter, this lady is saying, is considered as her best friend, her best friend as well. I feel that they would, this lady's making me aware that you would have gone shopping together. You would have helped her around the house, because she's making me aware that the daughter would have cleaned her house as well, taken her shopping, and just had a real nice time together, really. She comes across very loving soul, and I do feel that she would have looked after herself very well. I am drawn to her hair, and it's very, how do I describe this? It looks like permed hair or curly hair, or whether she had her hair. I know we mentioned, Paul, about having your hair in curlers, but I do feel this lady would have either tonged her hair with hot tongs, or curlers, or that kind of tool to make her hair curly. As she comes in, I do feel that she is quite a talkative lady, but in a gentle way, not in a bombastic way. But as she comes in, she's got such a gentle voice, a very softly spoken voice. I do also feel that she would have liked to have told, had a lot to say, you know, things about her past, things that she would have done when she was younger. So she's got a full storybook of different stories as well. I feel I could listen to this lady all day when as she's talking in my ear. I feel I've got different stories as well, and she makes me feel that there's a connection with the war around this lady as well. Whether she went through the war, and she had a lot of stories about it, but all I keep seeing in my head is she keeps referring to bomb damage. I keep hearing the words bomb damage. Now, I don't know whether there's photographs that this lady would have had, that the daughter would have had, has in her possession in her home, in photographs or something, because she's showing me pictures in my head of half smashed up houses or broken buildings and things like that. So I don't know if anyone can take this lady, but she's a lovely lady. I do feel she's referring to the daughter as she's coming through. I do feel this lady would have passed of general old age, but if you know, a general heart would have given out. That kind of description.
I can feel her, mate. I can feel it.
Very gentle soul, lovely lady, loving soul. She's making me aware of the sister now as well. She's mentioning to me to mention the sister. So whether this is the sister of the daughter or this lady who's talking to me, her sister, she's making me aware of the sister. And I feel there's more than 2 in the family. Like she's making me aware of three, if not 4. And she's also making me aware of a lady she's mentioning to me who is actually pregnant at the moment. So whether she's expecting a baby or a child is on its way over the next few months, can anyone take this lovely lady that's coming through so elegantly as she talks to me today?
Yeah, do you know what?
It's not grandma, mum. It's not.
Do you know, I'm sitting here feeling like it feels like family to you.
But this lady's talking about family. It's not grandma.
Okay.
I know that feeling. Similar, but not her. And I might have to cut the link if no. Oh, possibly. Becca.
Okay, Becca. Awesome. We'll keep going.
Can you say possibly? What is possibly to all of it, or possibly to some of it? No, it's not. Okay, absolutely right. I'm just going to keep going. She is mentioning.
Oh, we got Sue as well, mate. Sue could be my mum.
Okay.
Keep going.
Right. Out of when you say possibly, Becca, just what can you understand out of that? And it could be your mum. So okay.
Oh wow, not being funny.
99%.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
99%. Possibly.
Going.
Or possibly 1%. Okay. Okay, Liz. Any names? I did get a John earlier on, and that's spelled John that this lady's referring to. Not immediate family, but around the family as well, meaning on the earth plane, not in spirit. The name of John. And I feel this is around a working capacity related to the daughter, she's saying as well. She's also mentioning definitely a birthday, whether you. Oh, right. Okay, Becca, I do feel I'm with you.
I'll keep it going, mate. Don't worry. I'll keep it flowing.
Yeah, she is referring to a birthday. Now, I know in Paul's message just now, he mentioned anniversaries, things like that. But I can't take this back. This is a definite birthday because I can see a present with a wrapping paper on with a bow. It's definitely not Christmas wrapping paper. It's a birthday wrapping paper.
Hold on, mate. Becca, do you want to come in? There's a link there. If you want to come in, we'd lovely to get the energy up in here.
Good. You can take John as well, Becca.
That's brilliant. She can. Yes.
Good. If you want to come in, come in.
We'd love that because it just helps us establish a link a little bit stronger.
And also, Becca, thanks for your message earlier that you put on here as well, because you're definitely spiritually aware as well. Not just because of what I remembered. I'm being told that as well.
Just had mine and was hers.
Just had mine. Oh, your birthday, right? Yes.
So Becky, just jump on. If you see that link, if you cut and paste that, put it in your browser, it will get you in, and it will say put your name in, and then click in and give permission to the camera, and you're in. Yeah. It's really that easy. It's not hard, guys. Yeah. It'd be lovely to see you on here. Okay, mate. I don't know if you want to carry on.
Yeah. Okay, I'll carry on. I think Becca will just wait for her to come in, but I'll carry on anyway. Yeah, I'm just getting this real clear name of John, and even the spelling, John, and I think that was the comments there, John, John, yeah. And I feel John was quite a character, Becca, as well. I feel he was quite a strong gentleman. When I say strong, meaning character rather than physically strong, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was strong in his physical body as well. Yeah, quite a character. I feel with this John that this lovely lady is talking about.
Here she comes, mate. Here she comes.
Hello.
Hey, hi Becca.
Hi Becca. How you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. A little bit nervous now.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being brave.
So what can you take out of that? You can take most of that, or
so bomb damage. She worked around. She was one of the, I don't know what they're called, but she used to have to go and assess the bomb damage.
Oh, right.
During the war, and do the sirens as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow. My granddad was John. My uncle is John. Yeah, my sister's pregnant at the moment. She's due in
Oh.
July.
There you go.
Yeah, and it was my birthday, so not in March. It was my birthday on the 27th of Feb, and hers was the 4th of Feb, and my aunt, which is her daughter, was the 3rd of Feb.
Wow. Okay.
So, but she's
yeah.
not my mum. It will be my grandma, though.
That's absolutely fine. I mean,
Funny though,
mate,
when they come through, they'll say to us, Becca, I was mum. And then sometimes we forget, obviously being mum, there was also a grandmother.
It's a maternal link, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's absolutely it. Yeah, this lovely lady. I mean, can you take any photographs of this bomb damage somewhere in black and white?
Yeah, so this is a bit of a story. So when I was younger, she came into my school when we were learning about the war, because she was also evacuated, and she brought loads of photos in, and she did like a little presentation about what she used to do, like how the war affected her, and she had lots of pictures of like the damage that she used to assess and stuff. So yeah.
Well, there you go. Because what she's shown me in my head, like she's forcing me to look at the photograph, like head down, look at that.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, look at that. And it looks like a side of a house, like a brick wall, and there's nothing left, and it's just like bits of it, like the roof is missing or something like that, and just the stairwell is on its own. That kind of thing.
In the war as well. I'm not thinking what one, but so her house was when she was little, her house was damaged by the war, and her mother, she was only a few weeks old, and her mother had to run to the end of the garden they had like a shelter, and she actually dropped her in the cabbage patch, and couldn't find her because she kept picking up cabbages instead. So she was trying to pick up my grandma, and all she could find was cabbages. And she did find her, and then took her into the air raid shelter. Bit of a funny story there, but yeah.
When she mentioned the name of John, she was quite focused about John that's in the physical world, not in spirit.
Yes, yeah.
And you would understand John, who's physically alive, not in spirit. Yeah. And would you understand that this John is quite a character?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
And let's just say he doesn't mince with his words.
Yeah.
You would understand certain words that would be used were quite blue in nature.
Yeah. And she wouldn't have necessarily liked that either.
Exactly, absolutely. And I just feel this lady's very polite the way she speaks.
Yeah.
This lovely grandma of yours, and I know my mum came on here, but she does remind me of my grandma. She's very very similar, but she's a lovely soul, and she would literally give the blouse off her back to you. You know, she's very. You would understand that she's a very giving person as well, and I feel that she couldn't do enough for you. You know, that kind of thing as well. And also she's making me aware of flowers at the funeral. Can you understand that the flowers either were yellow or yellow and white?
Yes, yeah.
Right, as well. Yeah. And she's just making me aware of the flowers, and she's saying she's giving me a pull towards flowers. So whether she liked her garden or liked nature,
she loved her garden. Loved her garden.
Absolutely. And for some reason, I don't know whether she's giving me flowers because of the funeral. I wouldn't be surprised if that's true, but it's also giving me a feeling around springtime as well. So would you understand there was a particular event that happened around springtime as well she's referring to?
The only thing I can think of that is every year, I don't know if it must be in spring.
It's an annual event, see?
She used to go to the Chelsea Flower Show every year.
There you go.
Every year.
It's an annual event, she's saying. It's every year at the same time. Every year, bang, on the letter, on the nose, and it's to do with flowers. So, and I'm not trying to make it fit, but that's what she's referring to in relation to the flowers. So that's absolutely fine. I do get connections with London around this lady as well. Would you understand that?
Yeah, that's where she was from. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, and also for some reason I'm getting drawn to the Thames. I'm getting drawn to the River Thames as well. Okay. So whether there's connections of that as a memory link, I wouldn't be surprised. And she's also taken me now and put me on a boat as well. So I don't know whether there's some kind of connections around. So
her dad used to have a boat.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, in Malden. Yeah.
Okay. I know Malden.
Yep.
Lovely part of the world.
Yeah. I used to live in Colchester, Becca. So
That's where I am.
Oh, yay! Believe it. Right. Okay. Absolutely fine. Lovely lady. Lots of love and energy coming your way. And also, she's reminded me to say again about the sister. Can you understand about the sister as well? There's an importance around the sister. So, and also she's saying to you as well, she's telling me to tell you not to worry, because there's a particular decision that you need to make at the moment about going forwards. It's none of my business, it's your business. But she knows that you've been thinking and is slightly over analyzing or slightly concerned about a decision you need to make, which you need to make about.
Yeah, struggling at the minute. Yeah.
Right, as well. And it's sort of your mind is in and out as well. And she's also mentioning about the dog as well.
Yeah.
As well. So whether this was her dog or yours, but she's
my dog's sitting next to me now.
This is going to really put my head on the block now. Is your this is not a guess or anything, but has your dog got like two colours on its body, like in its fur or something, like brown and white or brown and
red and white?
Colours. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Lovely lady. And I know we've got so many people, Becca, to get through tonight.
No, thank you so much.
I don't want to cut the link short, but at the end of the day, we're going to have to. But I'm going to leave her love and energy with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
She's given me something to give to you, and that's a book. So I don't know if you're reading at the moment, but it's something to do with knowledge that you need to read for something.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. Perfect sense. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye. That was cool, mate.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
That was. Well, we got 9 minutes left. So shall we do it? No, it's fine. Shall we do a double link?
Go on then.
I have got someone come in, and he's quite eager to get a message across. Okay. I don't know if you can feel him. It's a young man's energy around me. I know he would have gone into spirit in a tragic accident.
Yeah.
I can feel that around me. He's also given me the name Stephen that connects to him or around him, very close. He's pacing up and down in my cabin behind me, and he wants to connect. There's a lot of love coming from this gentleman, but I do know he passed in real tragic circumstances, and he wants to connect in here. And it's as simple as that. He's pacing up and down. Can you feel him, mate?
I can. It feels like 1 minute I'm here, next minute I'm not.
Yeah, it's really quick.
I don't know that I'm in spirit, and then suddenly I realise that I am, and it's a bit of I can't get my head around it. I feel also with this young chap is he had a lot of friends as well, but at the same time I don't know whether they were the right kind of people he should have been associated with. Does that make sense?
Yeah, there's also there is also a thing about water. He's trying to give me the water, and I know if it's emotion being overwhelmed at the particular time of passing, or he literally when the water was to do with his passing. Okay, but there's a lot of it is emotion, and he's pacing up and down. And he keeps giving me the name Stephen. Now, arguably, he also thank you. He also lived his life on the edge. He took risks. He felt he was unable to or didn't understand his mortality. So he'd push things to the edge. Yeah. Okay. Also, now he's making me aware it was raining when he passed. Okay, Sean's, but you think you know this particular person. Okay. Guys, I'm going to put the link in again. If you understand who this is, please come in. We would love you to.
I'm also getting, just to add to that, I feel the accident was to do with losing control or skidding, because I can hear like a screeching noise or sliding through water. So whether that was on a vehicle or in a vehicle, that kind of sense as well. And there's a lot of noise around me as well. So I feel this chap was into music as well. It seemed very loud.
Yeah, absolutely. Around me. The other thing, mate, on here, we've got 3 people that are taking this. So we're just going to keep going with the evidence.
Okay. Right, we need to narrow it down to 1. Yeah.
And he keeps coming with Stephen. He keeps giving the name Stephen as well.
He's got a bit of a fighting mentality, this chap. Yeah. You know, I don't feel like I want to use my fist, but I feel frustrated. I've got a lack of patience as well, and I feel that I could snap easily as well.
Okay,
you know.
I've just heard. I'm not sure. I feel like we could be going with Leanne. Leanne, do you understand this?
There's quite a few people now.
Is to him. Okay. You know who Stephen is to him. And Facebook users put also lived on the edge. Yeah, he definitely loved his music.
Yeah.
I can see that. I know his mum is still here as well. I know his mum is still here.
It's a bit of a risk taker, this gentleman.
You've got 5 people that are taking this. Would you like to come? Oh, I guess I could say let's just keep going with the evidence then, mate. Let's keep going with the evidence.
Do you feel he was a smoker as well, Paul?
Yeah, but not the smoking that I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, he dabbled in
that closely or smell it.
Yeah,
that
defo risk taker, Sean's put. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he dabbled in things. Okay, it's a real sudden passing. It was he went out, said goodbye to people on did his normal daily stuff, but he didn't come home that night. It was a shock to the system.
Yeah.
Mostly. I don't know, Vicky. I'm just going to keep going. Would you understand his passing, though? The way he passed Vicky is really quickly, really sudden, really tragic.
Yeah.
I think I could take it.
I feel this is to do with a vehicle, evolved in an accident to do with a vehicle, whether he was in it or a collision with another vehicle or something like that. I feel it was very sudden, as well.
I'm also is trying to give me the name, I believe, to an adult, because I feel this young man was a young man when he passed into spirit, but barely a young man. I understand the quickness of the death and the vehicle. Okay, there's so many. Sorry, guys, I can't keep up with the comments. I'm trying to keep up.
For some reason, I'm also getting drawn to a number plate as well. So whether it's, I can see like the letter E as well, like E10 something. That's really difficult to see that, but he's trying to draw me to the number plate. So I feel that this number plate of a car.
So here we go. Effie, great. I understand he was driving and flew into water. So I do feel he's giving me this real strong feeling of being overwhelmed as well, and possibly trapped. But there's a real sense of feeling overwhelmed, and it was so tragic. I also feel that he was crushed. His chest was crushed. He's making me aware of his chest being crushed. I also know that someone has had a tattoo since he's been gone of his name. Okay, I do know because he's shown me that somebody close to him has had a tattoo. Who are you drawn to, Anthony?
Yeah, I know Effie's asked that question. Who am I drawn to? The thing is, I'm drawn to the gentleman. There's a lot of you that are taking it, but it was definitely a car, Sean, not a motorbike. I've just drawn that down.
Yeah,
because I consider number plate. It's like yellow.
I felt I've got a funny feeling this is for Leanne.
I don't feel it's for you, Effie. Just keep your ears open. I'm not saying it isn't. This is not a suicide. This is an accident.
Can I just say thank you, Vicky, for the comeback? But if he was in the army, you're right. He would have said, okay. But
not army.
In future, guys, don't tell us. So if we go in for more evidence and keep it going, they'll give us that information. I don't feel it was army.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, his son has his name on his arm. See, so we're just going to keep going then, because we've got. I feel it's Leanne or possibly Sean as well. But okay. Oh yeah, there's definitely a car, not a bike, Sean. So sorry about that. And Leanne, would you understand the car rather than the bike? So we'll wait, but we got getting down. We're just going to keep going. I
wouldn't be surprised, Paul, if this gentleman's spirit would have had a tattoo as well.
Well, I don't know, because he was very young when he passed in. Yes, Leanne understands all of this. Right. Okay. The other thing, would you understand he's taking me to August or September for a birthday as well? He keeps taking me to that particular time. I'm not seeing it as a birthday or anniversary. So it could be a passing of his death, but he's taking me there rather than telling me. And and I also feel that his emotion would overtake how he would express himself. So he couldn't always express himself eloquently.
That's it.
I can take the car. I'm not sure. He's a very emotional man, very emotional young man. Also, I'm not sure if that's the name Sean as well that connects to that. It's trying to give me another S that connects into him. Yes. Okay.
I feel he's quite a slim chap as well. Quite, not much meat on him, if you don't pardon the expression.
Guys, if you want to come in, we can try and work with you if you want to. I know we've gone over a little bit of time, but it's fine. I'd like to give his contact if we can. So if Leanne and Effie, if you want to come in, yes, risk taker, most definitely.
Absolutely.
And that's probably the strongest emotion that he gives us.
Absolutely.
Yes, he's slim, Leanne. Okay, would you understand the month he's trying to take us between August and September? Yes, Hal, please. So if you see in the comment box, we've just shared the link. If you click on that link or cut and paste it and put it into your browser, it will come up. If I can paste that in. Yes, here you go. I'm going to paste it in again. And Effie, if you're more than welcome to come in, guys. And no, his mother's still alive because he's talking about mother still being here. And also the name David that connects to him as well was given me. I'm looking. Okay, awesome. I've actually got him in my mind's eye. I can see him pacing behind me.
Yeah, it just don't stop. It's just up and down, up and down. It's very agitated, isn't it?
Yeah, let's hope you guys can get in. He's also making me aware of he was due to go away as well, that he was due to go away. There was a holiday coming. There was a break coming. I can't see the link. It should be in the comments, though, Leanne. I keep posting it. Where you're commenting in StreamYard or in Facebook, the comments, the actual link will be in there. I've done it again so you can see it. So if not, we're just going to have to leave his love with you. I've just spoken to Michael as well. I've had Mychael Shane message me tonight. He couldn't come on tonight. He's asked if we can reschedule. So very soon. Yeah. Awesome. It's a first. It's never happened. Oh, here comes Effie.
Effie.
Hi, Effie.
Good to see you. How are you?
How you doing?
Good.
Hi.
Good. So all this information is coming through. Can you also understand the name David that connects to him as well?
No, not right now.
So are you struggling with the names? Because the name Stephen as well. Steve, you couldn't take either.
I didn't know. I knew of him a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
But I know exactly how he died. I know exactly his family's, the tattoos and the skidding.
Skidding in the car.
Yeah, when he skidded into the water to die. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you understand a crash barrier or something it would have gone through?
I'm not sure I'm not sure of the details, but I was just told how he died when he skidded into the water.
Yeah, it was just
understand the crushing of the chest as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, the what?
You would understand a crushing under.
How he drowned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I understand the risk taker?
Yes, the risk taking, that was part of his not philosophy, but that's just the way he was. Didn't understand his mortality almost. Like life was not cheap, but it was like he was full of life. He was, always out there, always taking risks.
Yes.
Can you understand also with him making decisions, but not thinking about what he's going to do?
Yes.
I'm going to do something. Oh, damn it. I made a mistake.
His whole energy reminds me almost like a little mini whirlwind.
He's hyper.
Yeah.
He's hyper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hyper, yes.
Absolutely.
I feel he couldn't relax either. It's like literally his mind is all over the place.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
The other thing, he keeps taking me into August or September for a date in August or September. I'm not sure if that's his passing, but he keeps trying to take me and shift me to there. Would you understand
He passed in the summer. I can't remember the month.
Okay. Because I know it's not a birthday. I know it's not an anniversary. So I keep seeing him pushing me to this particular time. Okay. We are going to leave his love with you because there's other people that have come on as well. Lee has come on, said he can take it all and understand it all as well. Sometimes we can get a message within a message. This gentleman also keeps making me mindful of Mum still being here.
Yes.
Okay. This again, it's the same message. He's saying, Paul, tell the message. Make sure you give the message. Give my love to Mum. Mum. Give my love to my mum. Okay.
And it also makes me feel that Mum is his world as well.
Yeah.
I could see that, yes, with him, yes.
Okay. The other thing is there was a struggle with sometimes being able to be eloquent, express himself. Would you understand that?
He wasn't eloquent. No.
Okay. Okay. But his mum understood him.
Yes.
Beyond,
yes.
You know, I know mother and son, your child, you have that inner, but that's really important between those two.
Yes, they were.
Okay.
I understand that with him.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Effie, for coming in.
Do you want to know the cause of death or do you need more information?
Well, I believe it was drowning of some kind.
You're right.
To do with that,
yeah, he skidded off and he was slamming on his brakes and then he was just skidding off the cliff and then he just drowned. And
it was traumatic.
It was a very traumatic death when they found him. Yeah.
I can tell you, because as you're talking about his passing, he's also telling, but just tell them that there is life after death, and I'm having such a great time. He's also making me aware, did he struggle with a motorbike or having the idea of a motorbike?
He had one in the garage.
Because he's now showing me on a motorbike, and I can go as fast as I like.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Can you understand the music with him, Effie, as well?
We had good times with music. A lot of us. Music was always on when we came over.
You understand sort of like raves as well?
Not sure with him. Maybe not with me. Quite possibly afterwards, but
okay.
But that would have been his style.
You would understand the special song as well at this funeral?
Yes.
He had his special song playing, he's saying.
Yes.
Thank you.
For him.
Come on, mate. Go on. You got to feel into that.
I know. Time.
Oh, that's a shame. Like to, you know,
when you say feel into it, it just feels like real strong kind of music. Like
I don't recall the song, unfortunately, but I know it was one.
Okay.
Yeah, his wife was the one that would have knew the song meant a lot to him.
Right.
The initial B as well was trying to give me a Benji or Benny.
My husband's name is Brian.
Oh, okay. 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 Well, we're going to leave his love with you.
Sorry, I just want to say.
You got love it. You won't let. Yeah. I can.
He's very persistent, very hyper energy. Yes.
I know. Sorry, Effie. I know you mentioned about the summer coming up, but can you understand also something he's mentioning about celebrating something? It's not a birthday, but he's saying he's mentioning something that you're remembering from the past or something.
A lot of our celebrations were around the summer because of the weather. When we were in when he was alive with his family, it was, and we went away during the summer.
Can you understand then a lots of things like special dates or special events all gathered together around the summer?
Yes, we have the July 1st Canada Day.
Right, that's one.
We were at his house.
Selection of them, he's saying, yeah. Okay, interesting.
There's a lot there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. So we could be here all day. This is such a great contact to work with.
Yeah,
he's hyper. That's how he would have been in life.
yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to catch my breath because I feel like I'm out of breath all the time when he's talking.
Yes, you wouldn't be able to get a word.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Mate.
There we go.
So, guys, thank you ever so much for watching tonight. We really appreciate it. We will be back next week with another great guest.
Yeah.
And I know we've got Charlie Kelly coming on. We've got other few surprises coming up that I've got sorted. So that's all good. And mate, how good did that feel to get some messages tonight?
Oh, that was great. And the connection was brilliant. And working together with you again was good.
Before we go, we got to pick a free reading for someone. If you want to pick a name down the side, I'll let you as your new back. Do you want to pick someone?
Who's doing the free reading, Paul?
I don't know, mate. What do you want to do? Flip a coin?
Yeah, flip the coin.
Do you know I still owe Candy a message? We lost contact, and I've got back in contact the other day. I think it's about 2 months out of date, so I apologise, Candy, but I'm on it, and she's looking for a date for me. So I've got.
You got a coin, heads or tails?
Mate, I'm so poor. I've got nothing. It's so bad. Hold on. We should have a whip round, shouldn't we? That's because the price of fuel today, mate. Can't afford anything.
It's going down tomorrow.
Oh, is that right?
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Okay, I'll do it if you want.
You sure?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to pick then? Do you want me to pick?
Just go through and scan, and I think there's new names on here. I haven't come across.
There is loads of new names. Okay, fantastic evening, lovely. Thanks, guys. Okay, Leanne. Do you know Leanne?
Second name is
Tunstall. Truesdale. Truesdale. There you go.
No, I haven't. No. Yeah, that's brilliant. I don't know Leanne, so that's good.
Awesome. So get in touch with Anthony via your Facebook page or YouTube.
Please do. Yeah, probably through the Facebook one. Congratulations, Leanne. That'd be good.
Yeah, brilliant. And also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube pages, guys. That'll be brilliant. It will keep you up to date. And if you want to watch it on repeat as well. So we've got a different outro tonight. We thought after the messages we would chill it down a bit because it's almost time for bed, mate, and that cup of cocoa.
Until next time, Paul.
See you next week, buddy. Take care, mate.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Bye for now. Bye.